Unit 8, the D and F block elements. Iron, copper, silver, and gold are among the transition elements that have played important roles in the development of human civilization. The inner transition elements, such as TH, PA, and U, are proving excellent sources of energy in modern times. The D block of the period table contains the elements of the groups 3 to 12, in which the d orbitals are progressively filled in each of the 4 long periods. The F block consists of elements in which 4f and 5f orbitals are progressively filled. They are placed in a separate panel at the bottom of the periodic table. The separate panel at the bottom of the periodic table, the names transition metals and inner transition metals are often refer to the elements of D and F block respectively. There are mainly 4 series of transition metals: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, 6D series, which has AC and elements from RF to CN. The 2 series of the inner transition metals, 4F and 5F, are known as lanthanoids and actinoids respectively. Originally, the name transition metals was derived from the fact that their chemical properties were transitional between those of S and P block elements. According to UPAC, transition metals are defined as metals which have incomplete d subshell either on neutral atom or in their ions. Zinc, cadmium, and mercury of group 12 have full D10 configuration in their ground state as well as in their common oxidation states, and hence are not recorded as transition metals. However, being the end members of 3D, 4D, and 5D transition series, respectively, their chemistry is studied along with the chemistry of transition metals. The presence of partially filled d or f orbitals in their atoms make transition elements different from that of the non-transition elements. Hence, transition elements and their compounds are studied separately. However, the usual theory of valence is applicable to the non-transition elements can be applied successfully to transition elements also. Various precious metals such as silver, gold, and platinum, and industrially important metals like iron, copper, and titanium belong to the transition metal series. In this unit, we shall first deal with the electronic configuration, occurrence, and general characteristics of transition elements, with special emphasis on the trends and the properties of the first row, along with the preparation and properties of some important compounds. This will be followed by important compounds, consideration of certain general aspects such as electronic configuration, oxidation states, and chemical reactivity of the inner transition metals. The transition elements, D block. The D block occupies the large middle section of the periodic table, flanked between S and P blocks in the periodic table. The d orbitals of the penultimate energy level of atoms receive electrons, giving rise to 4 rows of transition metals, that is 3D, 4D, 5D, and 6D. All D series elements, transition elements, are shown in the table. Electronic configuration of D block elements. In general, electronic configuration of outer orbitals of elements is n-1d 1 to 10, ns 1 to 2. The n-1 stands for inner d orbitals, which may have 1 to 10 electrons, and the outermost ns orbitals may have 1 or 2 electrons. However, this generalization has several exceptions because of very little energy difference between n-1d and ns orbitals. Furthermore, half and completely filled sets of orbitals are relatively more stable. A consequence of this factor is reflected in the electronic configuration of chromium and copper in the 3D series. For example, consider the case of chromium, which has 3d5-4s1 configuration instead of 3d4-4s2. The energy gap between the two sets 3d and 4s of orbitals is small enough to prevent electron entering in the 3 orbitals. Similarly, in the case of copper, the configuration is 3d10-4s1 and not 3d9-4s2. The ground state electronic configuration of the outer orbitals of transition elements are given. The electronic configuration of the outer orbitals, zinc, cadmium, mercury and Cn, are represented by general formula n-1d to the power 10 ns2. The orbitals in these elements are completely filled in the ground state as well as in their common oxidation states. Therefore, they are not regarded as transition elements. The d orbitals of the transition elements protrude to the periphery of the atom more than the other orbitals. Hence, they are more influenced by the surroundings as well as effect of the atoms or molecules surrounding them. In some aspects, ions of a given dn configuration have similar magnetic and electronic properties. With partly filled d orbitals, these elements exhibit certain characteristics, properties such as display of a variety of oxidation states, formation of colored ions, and entering into complex formation with a variety of ligands. The transition metals and their compounds also exhibit catalytic property and paramagnetic behavior. All these characteristics have been discussed in detail later in this unit. There are greater similarities in the properties of transition elements of a horizontal row in contrast to the non-transition elements. However, some group similarities also exist. We shall first study the general characteristics and their trends in the horizontal rows and then consider some group similarities. Physical properties. Nearly all the transition elements display metallic properties such as high tensile strength, ductility, malleability, high thermal and electrical conductivity, and metallic luster, with the exception of zinc, cadmium, mercury, and manganese. They have one or more typical metallic structures at normal temperatures. The transition metals are very hard and low volatility. Their melting and boiling points are high. Figure depicts the melting points of transition metals belonging to 3D, 4D, and 5D series. The high melting points of these metals are attributed to the involvement of greater number of electrons from n-1d in addition to the ns electrons in the entire atomic metallic bonding. In any row, the melting points of these metals rise to a maximum at d5 except for anomalous values of Mn and Tc, and fall regularly as the atomic number increases. They have high enthalpies of atomization. The maxima at about the middle of each series indicate that one unpaired electron per d orbital is particularly favorable for strong interatomic interaction. In general, greater the number of valence electrons, stronger is the resultant bonding. Since the enthalpy of atomization is an important factor in determining the standard electrode potential of a metal, metals with very high enthalpy of atomization tend to be noble in their reactions. According to another generalization that may be drawn is the metals of the second and third series have greater enthalpies of atomization than the corresponding elements of first series. This is an important factor in accounting the occurrence of much more frequent metal-metal bonding in compounds of the heavy transition metals. Variation in atomic and ionic sizes of transition metals. In general, the ions of the same charge in given series show progressive decrease in radius with increasing atomic number. This is because the new electron enters a d orbital each time the nuclear charge increases by unity. It may be recalled that the shielding effect of a d electron is not that effective, hence, the net electrostatic attraction between the nuclear charge and the outermost electron increases and the ionic radius decreases. The same trend is observed in the atomic radii of a given series. However, the variation within a series is small. An interesting point emerges when atomic sizes of one series are compared with those of the corresponding elements in the other series. The curves in figure shown is increase from the first 3D to second 4D series of the elements, but the radii of the third 5D series are virtually the same as those corresponding members of second series. This phenomena is associated with the intervention of 4f orbitals, which must be filled before the 5D series of elements begin. The filling of 4f and 5d orbitals results in a regular decrease in atomic radii called lanthanoid contraction, which essentially compensates for the expected increase in atomic size with increased atomic number. The net result of the lanthanoid contraction is that the second and third D series exhibit similar radii and have very similar physical and chemical properties, much more than expected on the basis of usual family relationship. A factor responsible for the lanthanoid contraction is somewhat similar to that observed in an ordinary transition series and is attributed to similar cause. The imperfect shielding of one electron by another is in the same set of orbitals. However, the shielding of one 4f electron by another is less than that of one d electron by another. And as the nuclear charge increases along the series, this is fairly regular decrease in the size of entire 4fn orbitals. The decrease in metallic radius coupled with increase in atomic mass results in a general increase in density of these elements. Thus, the titanium to copper, the significant increase in density may be noted. Ionization enthalpies. There is an increase in ionization enthalpy along each series of transition elements from left to right due to an increase in a nuclear charge which accompanies the filling of inner d orbitals. Table gives values of first three ionization enthalpies of the first series of transition elements. These values show that the successive enthalpies of these elements do not increase as steeply as in the case of non-transition elements. The variation in ionization enthalpy along a series of transition elements is much less in comparison to the variation along a period of non-transition elements. The first ionization enthalpy in general increases, but the magnitude of the increase in the second and third ionization enthalpies for the successive elements is much higher along a series. The irregular trend in the first ionization enthalpy of the metals of 3D series, though of little significance, can be accounted for by considering that the removal of one electron alters the relative energies of 4s and 3D orbitals. You have learned that when d block elements form ions, ns electrons are lost before n-1d electrons. As we move along the period in 3D series, we see that nuclear charge increases from scandium to zinc, but electrons are added to the orbitals of inner subshell, that is 3D orbitals. These 3D electrons shield 4s electrons from the increasing nuclear charge somewhat more effectively than the outer shell electron can shield one another. Therefore, the atomic radii decrease less rapidly, thus ionization energies increase only slightly along 3D series. The doubly or more lightly charged ions have dn configuration with no 4s electrons. A general trend of increasing values of second ionization enthalpy is expected as effective nuclear charge increases because of 1d electron does not shield another electron from the influence of nuclear charge. Because d orbitals differ in direction, however, trend of steady increase in second and third ionization enthalpy breaks from the formation of Mn2 positive and Fe3 positive respectively. In both the cases, ions have d5 configuration. Similar breaks occur at corresponding elements in the later transition series. The interpretation of variation of ionization enthalpy for an electronic configuration Dn is as follows. The three terms responsible for value of ionization enthalpy are attraction of each electron towards nucleus, repulsion between the electrons, and exchange energy. Exchange energy is responsible for stabilization of energy state. Exchange energy is approximately proportional to total number of possible pairs of parallel spins in the degenerate orbitals. When several electrons occupy a set of degenerate orbitals, the lowest energy state corresponds to the maximum possible extent of single occupation of orbital and parallel spins. Hund's rule. The loss of exchange energy increases the stability. As the stability increases, the ionization becomes more difficult. There is no loss of exchange energy at D6 configuration. Mn positive has 3d5 4s1 configuration and configuration of Cr positive is d5. Therefore, ionization enthalpy of Mn positive is lower than Cr positive. In the same way, Fe2 positive has d6 select configuration and Mn2 positive 3d5 configuration. Hence, ionization enthalpy of Fe2 positive is lower than Mn2 positive. In other words, we can say that third ionization enthalpy of Fe is lower than that of Mn. The lowest common oxidation state of these metals is +2 to form F2 positive ions from the gaseous atoms. The sum of first and second ionization enthalpy is required in addition to the enthalpy of atomization. The dominant term is the second ionization enthalpy, which shows unusually high values for chromium and copper, where M positive have D5 and D10 configuration respectively. The value of zinc is corresponding low as the ionization causes the removal of one s electron, which results in the formation of stable D10 configuration. The trend in the third ionization enthalpies is not complicated by the 4s orbital factor and shows the greater difficulty of removing an electron from the D5 Mn2 positive and D10 Zn2 positive ions. In general, the third ionization enthalpies are quite high. Also, the high values for third ionization enthalpies of copper, nickel and zinc indicate why it is difficult to obtain oxidation state greater than 2 for these elements. Although ionization enthalpy gives some guidance concerning relative stabilities of oxidation state, this problem is very complex and not amenable to ready generalization. Oxidation states. One of the notable features of transition elements is great variety of oxidation states. These may show in their compounds. The elements which give the greatest number of oxidation states occur in the near or middle of the series. Manganese, for example, exhibits all oxidation states from +2 to +7. The lesser number of oxidation state experiments stems from either too few electrons to lose a share or too many d electrons. For higher valence thus early in the series, scandium is virtually unknown and titanium is more stable than titanium 3 and titanium 2. At the other end, only oxidation state of zinc is 2 positive. The maximum oxidation state of regional stability corresponding value of the sum of S and D electrons up to manganese, followed by a rather abrupt decrease in stability of higher oxidation states. So that typical species to follow are Fe23, cobalt 23, nickel 2, copper 1 2, zinc 2. The variability of oxidation states. The characteristics of transition elements arises out of incomplete filling of d orbitals in such a way that their oxidation states differ from each other by unity. This is in contrast with the variability of oxidation states of non-transition elements, where oxidation states normally differ by a unit or two. An interesting feature of variability of oxidation state of d block elements is noticed among the groups Although in p block the lower oxidation states are favored by heavier members, the opposite is true in the groups of D block. For example, in group 6, molybdenum and tungsten are found to be more stable than chromium, and thus chromium in the form of dichromate in acidic medium is a strong oxidizing agent, whereas MoO3 and WO3 are not. Low oxidation states are found when a complex compound has ligands capable of pi acceptor character in addition to the pi sigma bonding. For example, nickel CO whole 4 and FeCO5, the oxidation state of nickel and iron is 0. Trend in M2 positive and M standard electrode potentials. Table contains thermochemical parameters related to the transformation of solid metals to M2 positive ions in solution and their standard electrode potentials. The observed values of E negative and those calculated using data are compared. The unique behavior of copper having positive E accounts for its inability to liberate hydrogen from acids. Only oxidizing acids, nitric and hot sulfuric acid, reacts with copper, the acid being reduced, the high energy to transform copper to positive is not balanced by its hydration enthalpy. The general trend towards less negative E values across the series is related to general increase in the sum of first and second ionization enthalpies. It is interesting to note that the value of E for Mn, nickel and zinc are more negative than expected from the trend. The stability of half-filled D-shaft cell in Mn2 positive and the completely filled D configuration in Zn2 positive are related to EMF values, whereas E for nickel is related to the highest delta hydration H. Trends in M3 positive, M2 positive standard electrode potentials. An examination of E M3 positive to M2 positive values shows the varying trends. The value of SC reflects stability of SC3 positive, which has noble gas configuration. The highest value of zinc is due to the removal of an electron from the stable D10 configuration of Zn2 positive. The comparatively high value of manganese shows that Mn2 positive D5 is particularly stable, whereas comparatively low for Fe shows an extra stability of Fe3 positive. The comparatively low value of V is related to stability of V2 positive. Trends in stability of higher oxidation states. Table shows stable halides of 3D series of transition metals. The highest oxidation state numbers are achieved in TiX4, VF5 and CrF6. The plus 7 state of Mn is not represented in simple halides, but MnO3F is known, and beyond Mn no metal has trihalide except FeX3 and COF3. The ability of fluorine to stabilize the highest oxidation state is due to higher lattice energy, as in case of COF3, or higher bond enthalpy terms for the higher covalent compounds VF5 and CrF6. Although V plus 5 is represented only by VF5 and other halides, however, undergo hydrolysis to give oxohalides VOX3. Another feature of fluorides is this instability in the low oxidation states. And the same applies to copper X. On the other hand, all copper halides are known except the iodide. In this case, copper 2 positive iodizes I negative to I2. However, many copper compounds are unstable in aqueous solution and undergo disproportionation. The stability of copper positive rather than copper positive is due to much more negative delta H of copper 2 positive than copper positive, which more than compensates for the second ionization enthalpy of copper. The ability of oxygen to stabilize the highest oxidation state is demonstrated in the oxides. The highest oxidation number in the oxides coincides with the group number and is attained by Sc2O3 coincides to Mn2O7. Beyond group 7, no higher oxides of Fe and Fe2O3 are known. Although ferrates are formed in alkaline media, but they readily decompose to Fe2O3 and O2. Besides the oxides, oxidation stabilizes Vb as VO2 positive, V4 and VO2 positive, titanium 4 as titanium O2 positive. The ability of oxygen to stabilize these high oxidation states exceeds that of fluorine. Thus, the highest manganese fluoride is MnF4, whereas the highest oxide is Mn2O7. The ability of oxygen to form multiple bonds to metals explains its superiority. In the covalent oxide of Mn2O7, each Mn is tetrahedrally surrounded by O's, including MnO-Mn bridge. The tetrahedral MO4N negative ions are known for Vb, Cr6, Mn5, Mn6 and Mn7. Chemical reactivity and E values. Transition metals vary widely in their chemical reactivity. Many of them are sufficiently electropositive to dissolve in mineral acids. although a few are noble, that is, they are unaffected by single acids. The metals of first series, with the exception of copper, are relatively more reactive and are oxidized by 1 molar hydrogen plus, though the actual rate at which these metals react with oxidizing agents like hydrogen ion is sometimes slow. For example, titanium and vanadium in practice are passive to dilute non-oxidizing acids at room temperature. The E values for M2 positive/M indicate a decreasing tendency to form divalent cations across the series. This general trend towards less negative E cations across the series This general trend towards less negative E values is related to the increase in the sum of the first and second ionization enthalpies. It is interesting to note that E values for Mn, nickel and zinc are more negative than expected from the general trend, whereas stabilities of half-filled D subshell in Mn2 positive and completely filled D subshell in zinc are related to their E values. For nickel, E value is related to the highest negative enthalpy of hydration. An examination of E values for the redox couple M3 positive to M2 positive shows that Mn3 positive and CO3 positive cations are the strongest oxidizing agents in aqueous solutions. The ions titanium 2 positive, vanadium 2 positive and chromium 2 positive are strong reducing agents and will liberate hydrogen to form dilute acid. Magnetic properties. When a magnetic field is applied to substances, mainly two types of magnetic behavior are observed: diamagnetism and paramagnetism. Diamagnetic substances are repelled by applied field, while the paramagnetic substances are attracted. Substances which are attracted very strongly are said to be ferromagnetic. In fact, ferromagnetism is an extreme form of paramagnetism. Many of the transition metal ions are paramagnetic. Paramagnetism arises from the presence of unpaired electrons, each such electron having a magnetic moment associated with its spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum. For the compounds of the first series of transition metals, the contribution of the orbital angular momentum is effectively quenched and hence is of no significance. For these, the magnetic moment is determined by the number of unpaired electrons and is calculated by using spin-only formula. Mu is equals to under root of n into n plus 2, where n is the unit of unpaired electrons and mu is the magnetic moment in units of Bohr magneton. A single unpaired electron has a magnetic moment of 1.73 Bohr magnetons. The magnetic moment increases with the increasing number of unpaired electrons. Thus, the observed magnetic moment gives a useful indication about number of unpaired electrons present in the atom, molecule or ion. The magnetic moments calculated from the spin-only formula and those derived experimentally for some ions of the first row transition elements are given. The experimental data are mainly for hydrated ions in solution or in the solid state. Formation of colored ions. When an electron from a lower energy d orbital is excited to a higher energy d orbital, the energy of excitation corresponds to the frequency of light absorbed. This frequency generally lies in the visible region. The color observed corresponds to the complementary color of the light absorbed. The frequency of light absorbed is determined by the nature of the ligand. In aqueous solutions where water molecules and the ligands, colors of the ions observed are listed. A few colored solutions of D block elements are illustrated. Formation of complex compounds. Complex compounds are those in which the metal ions bind a number of anions or neutral molecules, giving complex species with characteristics property. A few examples are FeCN6 whole 3 negative, FeCN6 whole 4 negatives, copper NH3 whole 4 whole 2 positive, and platinum Cl4 2 negative. The transition metals form a large number of complex compounds. This is due to the comparatively smaller size of metal ions, their high ionic charges, and the availability of d orbitals for bond formation. Catalytic properties. The transition metals and their compounds are known for their catalytic activity. This activity is ascribed to their ability to adopt multiple oxidation states and to form complexes. Vanadium oxide in contact process, finely divided iron in Haber's process, and nickel in catalytic hydrogenation are some of the examples. Catalysts at a solid surface involve the formation of bonds between the reactant molecules and atoms of the surface of the catalyst. This has the effect of increasing the concentration of the reactant at the catalyst surface and also weakening of the bonds in the reacting molecules. Also, because the transition metal ions can change their oxidation states, they become more effective as catalysts. For example, iron catalyzes the reaction between iodide and persulfate ion. 2I negative plus H2O8, 2 negative gives I2 plus 2SO4, 2 negative. Formation of interstitial compounds. Interstitial compounds are those which are formed when small atoms like hydrogen, carbon, or nitrogen are trapped inside the crystal lattices of metals. They are usually non-stoichiometric and are neither typically ionic nor covalent. For example, TiC, Mn4n, Fe3H, FeH 0.56, and TiH 1.7, etc. The formulas quoted do not, of course, correspond to any normal oxidation state of the metal. Because of the nature of their composition, these compounds are referred to as interstitial compounds. The principal physical and chemical characteristics of these compounds are as follows. They have high melting points, higher than those of pure metals. They have very hard, some borides approach diamond in hardness. They retain metallic conductivity. They are chemically inert. Alloy formation. An alloy is a blend of metals prepared by mixing the components. Alloy may be homogeneous solid solutions in which the atoms of one metal are distributed randomly among the atoms of the other. Such alloys are formed by atoms with metallic radii that are within about 15% of each other. Because of similar radii and other characteristics of transition metals, alloys are readily formed by these metals. The alloys so formed are hard and have often high melting points. The best known are ferrous alloys. Chromium, vanadium, tungsten, molybdenum, and manganese are used for the production of variety of steels and stainless steel. Alloys of transition metals with non-transition metals such as brass and bronze are also considerable industrial importance. Oxides and oxoanions of metals. These oxides are generally formed by the reaction of metals with oxygen at high temperatures. All the metals except scandium form MO oxides, which are ionic. The highest oxidation number in the oxides coincides with the group number and is attained by Sc2O3 to Mn2O7. Beyond group 7, No higher oxides of iron above Fe2O3 are known. Besides the oxides, the oxocations stabilize Vv as VO2 positive, V4 as VO2 positive, and Ti4 as TiO2 positive. As the oxidation number of metal increases, ionic character decreases. In the case of Mn2O7 is a covalent green oil. Even CrO3 and V2O5 have low melting points. In these hydroxides, the acidic character is predominant. Thus, Mn2O7 gives HMnO4 and CrO3 gives H2CrO4 and H2Cr2O7. V2O5 is, however, amphoteric through mainly acidic, and it gives VO4 negative as well as VO2 positive salts. In vanadium, there is gradual change from the basic V2O3 to less basic V2O4 and to amphoteric V2O5. V2O4 dissolves in acids to give V2O2 positive salts. Similarly, V2O5 reacts with alkalis as well as acids to give VO4 negative and VO4 positive respectively. The well characterized CRO is basic but Cr2O3 is amphoteric. Potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate is a very important chemical used in leather industry and as an oxidant for preparation of many azo compounds. Dichromates are generally prepared from chromate, which in turn are obtained by the fusion of chromate ore FeCr2O4 with sodium or potassium carbonate in free access of air. The reaction with sodium carbonate occurs as follows: 4FeCr2O7 plus 8Na2CO3 plus 7O2 gives 8Na2CrO4 plus 2Fe2O3 plus 8CO2. The yellow solution of sodium chromate is filtered in acidic with sulfuric acid to give a solution from which orange sodium dichromate can be crystallized. Sodium dichromate is more soluble than potassium dichromate. The latter is therefore prepared by treating the solution of sodium dichromate with potassium chloride. Orange crystals of potassium dichromate crystallize out. The chromates and dichromates are interconvertible in aqueous solution depending upon pH of the solution. The oxidation state of chromium in chromate and dichromate is same. The structures of chromate ion CrO4 2 negative and dichromate ion Cr2O7 negative are shown. The chromate ion is tetrahedral, whereas the dichromate ion consists of two tetrahedrals sharing one corner with CrO-Cr bond of 126 degree. Sodium and potassium dichromates are strong oxidizing agents. The sodium salt has greater solubility in water and is extensively used as oxidizing agent in organic chemistry. Potassium dichromate is used as a primary standard in volumetric analysis. In acidic solution, its oxidizing action can be represented as follows. Cr2O7 2 negative plus 14H positive plus 6 electron gives 2 Cr3 positive plus 7H2O. Thus, acidified potassium dichromate will oxidize iodides to iodine, sulfides to sulfur, tin to tin, iron salts to iron 3. The half reactions are noted below. The full ionic equation may be obtained by adding the half reaction for potassium dichromate to the half reaction for reducing agent. Cr2O7 2 negative plus 14H positive plus 6 Fe2 positive gives 2 Cr3 positive plus Fe3 positive 6 plus 7H2O. Potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate is prepared by fusion of MnO2 with an alkali metal hydroxide and an oxidizing agent like KNO3. This produces the dark green K2MnO4, which disproportionate in a neutral or acidic solution to give permanganate. Commercially, it is prepared by alkaline oxidative fusion of MnO2 followed by electrolytic oxidation of manganate. MnO2 fused with KOH oxidized with air or KNO3 gives MnO4 2 negative manganate ion. Manganate gives MnO4 negative in presence of electrolytic oxidation in alkaline solution. Permanganate ion. In the lab, a manganese ion salt is oxidized by peroxodisulfate to permanganate. Potassium permanganate form dark purple, almost black crystals, which are isostructural with those of KClO4. The salt is not very soluble in water, but when heated it decomposes at 513 Kelvin. 2KMnO4 gives K2MnO4 plus MnO2 plus O2. It has two physical properties of considerable interest: its intense color and its diamagnetism, along with temperature dependent weak paramagnetism. These can be explained by use of molecular orbital theory, which is beyond the present scope. The manganate and permanganate ions are tetrahedral. The pi bonding takes place by overlap of p orbitals of oxygen with d orbitals of manganese. The green manganate is paramagnetic because of one unpaired electron, but the permanganate is diamagnetic due to absence of unpaired electron. Acidified permanganate solution oxidizes oxalates to carbon dioxide, iron 2 to iron 3, nitrites to nitrates, and iodides to free iodine. The half reactions of reductants are 5COO COO negative gives 10 CO2 plus 10 electron, 5 Fe2 positive gives Fe3 positive 5 plus 5 electron, 5 NO2 positive plus 5 H2O gives 5 NO3 negative plus 10 H positive plus 10 electron, 10 I negative gives 5 I2 plus 10 electron. The full reaction can be written by adding the half reaction for KMnO4 to the half reaction of reducing agent, balancing wherever necessary. If we present the reduction of permanganate to manganate, manganese dioxide and manganese salt by half reaction, we can very well see that hydrogen ion concentration of solution plays an important part in influencing the reaction. Although many reactions can be understood by consideration of redox potential, kinetics of the reaction is also an important factor. Permanganate at H positive is equals to 1 should oxidize water, but in practice the reaction is extremely slow unless either manganese ions are present or temperature is raised. A few important oxidizing reactions of KMnO4 are given below. In acid solutions, 10I negative plus 2MnO4 negative plus 16H positive gives 2Mn positive plus 8H2O plus 5I2. Fe2 positive green is converted into Fe3 positive yellow. Fe2 positive 5 plus MnO4 negative plus 8H positive gives Mn2 positive plus 4H2 plus 5Fe3 positive. Oxalate or oxalic acid is oxidized. Hydrogen sulfide is oxidized, sulfur being precipitated. Sulfurous acid or sulfide is oxidized to a sulfate or sulfuric acid. Nitrite is oxidized to nitrate. In neutral or faintly alkaline solutions, a notable reaction is the oxidation of iodine to iodate. 2MnO4 negative plus H2O plus I negative gives 2MnO2 plus 2OH negative plus IO3 negative. Thiosulfate is oxidized almost quantitatively to sulfate. Manganese salt is oxidized to MnO2. The presence of zinc sulfate or zinc oxide catalyzes the oxidation. 2MnO4 negative plus 3Mn2 positive plus 2H2O gives 5MnO2 plus 4H positive. Permanganate titrations are present of hydraulic acid are unsatisfactory since hydrochloric acid is oxidized to chlorine. Besides its use in analytic chemistry, potassium permanganate is used as favorite oxidant in preparative organic chemistry. It uses for bleaching of wool, cotton, silk and other textile fibers, and for decolorization of oils are also dependent on its strong oxidizing power.